So it's the best time of the week. Again, it is Shadowhunters time, and this is episode 13 of season 3. And I'm so excited to carry on with the show and see what's going to happen next. Ever since the show came back a couple of weeks ago, it's just been on fire. The first 2 episodes back were just stellar, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen in this one. And it's also taken its title from a big phrase from the books, which gets me kind of excited as a book nerd. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next. The last episode, I was well fed. I got Sizzy galore, and it killed me. We got Clary back, and we had some antics with Jonathan. It was really interesting. Lots going on, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next. So yeah, I'm just still so happy that the show's back. And I'm not going to think about the future just yet. I'm just living in the now and enjoying how incredible these episodes are being. So, very excited to see what's going to happen next. Let's get into it.
Enough is enough. I'm taking her down. Nick, get a hold of yourself.
Oh boy.
Nick!
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing if she died, right? Oh shit. Fuck. Ugh, this bitch.
Nick.
Oh. And another one gone, and another one gone.
Beati.
Another wall bites the dust. There we go. That's the phrase.
Where am I?
My apartment.
My children.
Just drained.
You see, I'm so sorry about that.
It was a joke.
You could have died.
You would have done the same for me.
Yes.
I'll be fine. I should get back
I feel like it was different this time. She was doing it for someone else last time as opposed to when she was doing it for her before. Clary's alive, by the way.
Clary!
Oh, it's like, Alec got donuts. Aw.
I honestly don't know what I would do without you.
That's what family's for, Frey.
Neither do I.
Alright, let's get to work.
Gonna be finding out soon though, aren't I?
You okay?
I don't know how you work with these machines all day. Need some magic and a drink right now.
Izzy in red.
Agnes, I was wondering if you could help me.
Man.
I'm looking for a...
Oh god. This is a spiral. I'm very nervous.
Mark my words, they'll come after you next.
We'll see.
Oh.
This isn't a can't issue, son. You just will.
Ugh, I hate this guy. It's the worst.
It's about having the meal at your feet.
Ooh.
Outside. Now.
It's true though. You're just power hungry, you always have been. You're not a werewolf, you're a snake.
Thanks for showing up on such short notice.
Of course.
Look,
Oh, and it's in a bookshop. It's like Luke in the books.
With what? Exactly. You aren't thinking about buying this place, are you?
Oh, no, not in this lifetime. But don't tell the brother that. He can lend me the keys for the afternoon.
What are we standing around for? Let's get to work.
Yes! I love her so much.
Why did you call me?
She can't hurt you. I was hoping you'd join our team. Act as our shield.
Oh fuck.
I don't have the mark of Cain anymore. Wait, what?
Surprise.
It's a long, complicated story. The apartment's yours. Rent's been paid till the end of the year.
Oh.
I will come and grab my stuff once we capture Heidi. Okay. Wait.
Well.
As long as this thing is still on me, it's never gonna be just you and me. It's Jonathan too.
I mean, any third wheel's awkward, but
Remember, please.
this takes the cake.
Since when do you eat candy?
I like the snack.
We haven't had like an Alec and Isabel scene in the rain for ages.
did some reading about those mundane groups you go to. This isn't your fight. It's ours. No one does this alone. Izzy, look, I know you've heard all that before. Just
Alec is the best brother ever.
please be honest with the people who care about you. Whether it's vampire venom or uncovering clade conspiracies. I'm here with you. Every step of the way.
I love the Lightwood siblings so much.
Come on. Hey, Nora. Heidi Mackenzie from high school.
Oh dear, rest in peace, Nora.
Creeper.
Getting Clary back really put things into perspective.
Oh man.
No matter how much I lost, I still have her. She's family. And at the end of the day, maybe that's enough.
Wholesome.
From one exile to another? It just might be.
Make out.
I'm looking at all the leader the pack needs right here in front of me.
Yes!
You want me to
Punch
challenge
Russell in
for
the
Alpha?
face.
Yeah, tomorrow. Someone was gonna let her hide there.
Okay. No. The Praetor will take you from here, okay? No, but I can help you guys. Yes.
No, but this is a trap,
I
isn't
can
it?
just go to the hospital.
Because Heidi's told her to do something.
Come on. Clary, what's going on?
Oh!
What's wrong?
Ow! Ow! Oh!
What's happening?
Shit!
Jonathan.
He's burning himself.
Oh,
It stopped.
what a dick move.
Yeah, for now.
So I suggest you leave before things get ugly. Oh.
Oh dear. Jordan has some anger issues he needs to sort out.
I don't give a damn what you call yourselves.
And I am so glad you're back to your old self again.
Me too.
Me too. Is that what you wanted to talk about?
No, I think this is the breakup.
You deserve someone who will love you, heart and soul.
Oh. You're gonna find it soon. Oh my god.
It's okay. I understand. What we had was amazing, right? With the whole shadow world against us, we proved to them that a wolf and a vampire could be together
Yeah.
and be happy.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But what we had, it's changed. Do amazing guys get their family and friends discount on negative as well?
Always.
Oh.
I really hope they know what they're getting. The wolves. They better not take you for granted.
She's not gonna fucking let him. Oh, I love that scene. Like, I am all here for Sizzy, you know that. But I still really like these two together. And I think that was the perfect summarization of what their relationship meant. So it was a great relationship that just wasn't meant to last very long.
They just assumed you were here.
But that doesn't mean it wasn't a great relationship.
All vampires are in collusion.
Must we fight back?
She's manipulated this whole thing to make the war worse.
Isn't it working?
He's already dead.
Oh, well that guy had a bad day. Oh my god. Yes! Wholesome content. Oh wow, oh. She's thirsty for the wolf, okay. Hungry like the wolf. The book fan of me is like, no!
You want to see me?
The show fan of me is like, shut up! Ah, it's about time he had a win.
I'll love you until I die.
He already died once, so you know he means it.
There's a life after this. I'll love you then, too.
Oh, that's a book line. Oh god, that hit me in the feels. Oh, hello. Now she's getting hit in the feels. I'm very glad the writers confirmed that the link between Jonathan and Clary was only like pain. That he wouldn't be feeling this.
promise me you'll stay away from this.
Oh man. Some deep shit and Heavenly Fire. All the book stuff is coming out. Speaking of coming. Oh god, what now? Oh, ow. One must not tell lies. Okay, that's weird. Like, siblings I think should be close, but, I mean, please. Oh, yes! Yes, Mara, yes! Kill them all. Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! Oh, shit, she angry.
Come on!
Oh, bloody hell. Oh! Oh.
We're never gonna outrun them. Go.
On the plus side, no competition for Alpha anymore.
It's gonna be okay.
Oh my god, what a hot mess. Oh, protect her. Oh god, fuck. Another really good episode. I enjoyed that one quite a bit. I will say I think it's my least favourite of 3B so far. But I think that was more the structure of it, I think. It didn't flow, I don't think, as well as the previous two episodes have. And I feel like some elements they kind of glossed over a bit too much. And some stories they maybe focused a bit too much on. I just think the balance of that wasn't quite there. I think the main bit of it was like the whole Heidi storyline. I feel like they could have cut a few scenes out of that, and then maybe given more to Clary reuniting with everyone, because we didn't see like her reunite with Magnus or anything, which I would have liked to have seen, or her and Luke have a proper reunion sequence. Because as soon as Clary's back, like, they all fucked off and did other stuff instead of like savouring the fact that Clary's back in their lives. But there you are. I guess she'd want to spend some time with Jace, and she certainly bloody did. But yeah, there were still some sequences I absolutely adored. There was a lot of great moments as a book fan, some really great lines. With Jace, he had quite a few, and the reference to Luke and owning a bookshop I thought was really funny, because that was his occupation in the books. He was never like in the police or anything. So I really liked that little reference as well. There's a lot of little Easter eggs in this one, I think, that I personally really appreciated. So yeah, where to begin? I like continuing to explore the link between Chloe and Jonathan. I miss Jonathan in this episode, actually. But the whole thing that I miss you being carved into her arm, and just that reminder that he stood out there. So I liked that, and Clary and Jace trying to kind of get that removed. And then yeah, those two did the deed. I think that was supposed to be like their first time, I think. So that's a cool moment for them. Good for them. I mean, they've been through a lot to get back to each other, so I think that's kind of fair enough. Because, the last kind of proper conversation they had before reuniting was when Jace kind of, threw her off a roof. So I can understand that would be a bit awkward, and it's good that they've kind of worked through that, I think. In terms of relationships, that's quite a big hurdle to overcome. So, yeah, I loved all the Clay stuff we got. I'm a big fan of those two. It was interesting seeing Heidi again, considering everything that she's done in 3A, causing trouble and stuff. And it is interesting seeing her kind of become more of a master manipulator. I think she's very much embodying a role that in the books Maureen played. Obviously Maureen was kind of in the show in season 1, we haven't really seen her since. And they've kind of given Heidi that role instead. Which I'm okay with, and they seem to definitely start a very interesting story with her, and I think with Maya in this episode, which I'm very excited for. So yeah, it was cool seeing her back and being quite manipulative and stuff. and I like how that's tying into like Jordan and Maya's story. I absolutely adore Maya's story in the second half of the Mortal Instruments books, and we're kind of getting the beginnings of that here, and I'm hyped as fuck for it. She's such a badass, and I can't wait to see where they go with this whole story and how they're going to adapt it and what's going to be different. But it's great that Maya's going to have like a proper kick-ass story of her own, because for so long she's kind of been a supporting act to other characters' stories. So for her to have like her own thing, which seems to be what we're getting, yes, I'm very happy about that. Can't wait to see where they go with that and see if Jordan's going to be alright. Jesus Christ, that was quite the wound. And I liked how they kind of brought him back in this episode as well, focused on him a bit. Again, revisiting that, you know, he lost control, his anger's very much a problem. And yeah, now him and Maya are in a bit of a sticky situation, so I'm very much excited to see where they're going to go with that in the next episode, because surely they can't leave that hanging. So yeah, I always like revisiting Jordan's story, because he was actually one of my favourite characters in the books. He was quite intriguing to me. And I hope the show continues to utilise him a bit more. So I'm liking that. And I'm liking that him and Maya kind of seem to be on like more of an understanding now. Because she had that time away, I think, to kind of digest things and work through things. I'd like to learn a bit more about what her thought processes was in her time away. Hopefully we'll get a bit of that. I mean, her and Jordan are currently locked in like a cupboard or something, so maybe this can be the time for her to talk about, you know, what she's thinking and feeling and stuff. Because obviously we've got a bit of that in this episode with like her chat with Luke and then with Simon. Yeah, I'll talk about the Maya and Simon thing a bit later on, so I'll just underline that to remind me. I liked how they readdressed the whole corruption of the Clave storyline with Izzy, and I love that they paired her with Alec in this episode. We don't get enough scenes with just the two of them. I loved it. Not enough Magnus, that's kind of sad, but you know, not every episode can kind of be about every single character, so I can kind of understand it. I do feel like this was very much an ensemble story in this episode, because normally there's like a main plot line with like a couple of characters and then there's a couple of subplots, but I think that's why this episode wasn't quite as, for me, strong as the previous two, because it wasn't as focused. I feel like this was an episode where everything was treated like a subplot and we didn't have like a main plot line running through the episode to carry it through. It was just like 4 or 5 subplots, but it's not a bad thing, because it is, you know, far from being a bad episode. It was still really, really great. But yeah, I like how they're revisiting that storyline and continuing with that. Very excited to see where that goes, especially with the whole introduction of like Maris, however you want to say her name, into things, warning Anakin and Isabel to kind of stay away from this whole thing. So obviously there's some very shady shit going down, and I'm excited to learn more about it. And I loved her working with Luke to crack the safe and everything, and then those two having a bit of a smoocheroo. So I'm glad that they're exploring that kind of romance, because they hinted it earlier in the season, and I'm very excited to see them kind of continue it. Even though, you know, my heart of hearts, I'm a big Luke and Jocelyn fan. I would have rather Jocelyn stayed alive and those two got together, but the show's a different thing. That's not the story they're telling, and as a fan of the show, I can put my love and absolute adoration of the books aside and just enjoy this for what it is. And I think those two really do work well together in the context of the show. So hopefully they're going to explore romance with Luke and Maris a lot more. But I love their little story of them kind of cracking the safe and everything, and hopefully that yields some good results in trying to track down Jonathan and the swords and everything. And yeah, I loved her kind of being brought back to interact with Alec and Isabel. And I also love the brief moment we had with Izzy and Magnus interacting. And she kind of opened up to him. It shows the amount of trust she has in him. She opened up about what happened in the Sealy Court with Simon and the feeding and everything. And they're revisiting that she's struggling a bit. And I'm glad that Magnus told Alec, and he's going to be there for her, and they're going to help get her through it. Because it's not going to be like a huge problem like it was last time. Because if you've watched my reactions to Season 2, you know I detested the storyline with Izzy in Season 2 with the whole Yin Feng addiction thing. Still to this day, I don't really get what that guy's... Was it Underwood? No, not Underwood. auditory. What his like motives were for doing that, I still don't understand it. But I hate that whole kind of story, and I think the whole thing with Raphael and Izzy was kind of toxic. And I've seen a few comments like they're just repeating the same thing with her and Simon. Like, it's just a toxic start to their relationship. She was saving her friend. Like, when she was like letting Raphael feed on her, it was like pleasure and addiction. That was desperation to save someone she cares about, and it's not going to be like a repeated thing. And she's tackling it, and Simon was very much worried about her in that moment. So I don't understand those complaints. But yeah, anyway, let's not get into that hole, shall we? So yeah, I hated that whole kind of story in season 2, really. So I felt like it was a step backwards for Izzy's character. But it was cool still seeing her kind of come back on top and beat that. And it's interesting that they're revisiting that. And almost, I think, justifying that kind of story. Because I think that provided a really powerful moment with her and Simon in the last episode. Considering what they've both been through and how Simon helped her through that. And, you know, Magnus even said it himself, like, that was a really brave thing to do. And I love that people are already in the know about that, and Alex is going to help her through that for sure. And I love what he was saying, like, I wish I was, like, half as strong as you on your worst days or something. Like, ugh, sibling goals, those two, I absolutely adore them, that whole family. Alex is such a great brother. Like, if I had a brother, I don't. I'd want it to be someone like Alex, because he's awesome. And I love those two bonding and going on a mission together. I thought that was great. So yeah, interesting stuff with Izzy and the Sizzy scene at the start. Yes, just a big yes. Love how much those two care about each other. Can't wait to see that develop. But that's not the big focus of the episode, so I'm not going to let my, you know, obsession with Sizzy take over my comments. That will come later in the season. So yeah, interesting that they can revisit a storyline I wasn't a huge fan of in season 2, and do something quite interesting with it in this revisitation of it. And it shows how far he's kind of come in that battle with her addiction. And it's a very interesting topic to cover. For a show like Shadowhunters to cover like a topic of like addiction, I think it's a very bold and brave choice, and I like that they're still exploring that. What else? So yeah, Maya becoming the alpha, hopefully. Looking forward to the future of that. And then I liked Simon kind of offering to help Jordan. I like the friendship with those two. It's one of my favourite things about the books. So I like that we got a few moments of that coming to life in this episode again. And I think the big thing in this episode to take away, and my favourite scene of the episode, I think, for sure, and not for the reasons you think, because of Sizzy, it's going to sound wrong, because everyone knows how much I adore Sizzy, that my favourite scene in the episode was Simon and Maya's breakup. Because that's not my favourite scene because now Sizzy's going to happen. That's not why I love that scene. Because I've mentioned it before, I like Simon and Maya together. But that scene was so well written, I think, in summarising the relationship between Simon and Maya. Because obviously it was a much bigger deal in the show than it ever was in the books. I'm really glad they didn't take the route in the show that the books did. So that's a big positive. And yeah, what they were saying, like, something changed, and it wasn't because of the downworld, it was just because of, you know, human things. And Maya can kind of focus on her career and her pack because she feels that's the right thing to do. And I love that kind of moral compass. And Simon was really understanding of it. I love how understanding they both were, and it was like more of a mutual thing. And what Maya was saying was so fucking true. You know, Simon deserves someone that's going to love him so much that he'll be put first, and he's a great guy. And what Simon said was so fucking true, is that the pack is fucking lucky to have Maya. And yeah, they kind of summarised it beautifully with those two, that it was awesome relationship and a great relationship that just so happened to only last for a little while, and it wasn't meant to last forever. But that doesn't take anything away from it, and I think that's such a lovely kind of way of wrapping up their kind of plot line in terms of their romance. So I just loved everything about that scene. I think it was very strongly written, and the performances were great as well, as always. So yeah, I love that scene. I think it was really understated, and that's what made it all the more powerful for me. I just love everything that kind of stood for, and what they said about Maya and Simon's relationship in that scene I think was stunning. Yeah, they proved people wrong. Like about a werewolf and a Shadowhunter being, werewolf and a Shadowhunter, werewolf and a vampire being together. They proved people wrong, so fuck yeah. So yeah, that was great. I love that whole sequence. And then rest in peace, Russell. Probably won't miss you because you were a bit of a dickhead, let's be honest. Okay, I think that's everything I have to say about this episode, but while it's my least favourite of 3B so far, it was still a great episode. I think they just needed to work on the structure of it a bit more, I think. But everything that happened, I didn't mind. I just think maybe some of the writing could have been a bit sharper, or they could have balanced things just a little bit better in terms of what storylines they gave more focus to. Because everything kind of felt like a B plot. I think that's kind of where the episode lost its way. But yeah, still a really great episode. Really, really liked everything that they had going on for the most part. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next. Glad that Clary's kind of... Should I make the pun? I was going to say Clary's back in the fray. I hate myself. Anyway, good episode, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen with the rest of the season. Very, very exciting. And yeah, until my next reaction, thanks for watching.